Yeah, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today we're going to be talking about PEAQ and why PEAQ is so undervalued, and you have a crazy opportunity here right now, right? So before we get into talking about all of that, I would like to ask you guys, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Be on the road to 30k subscribers. If you guys want to help out with that, hit that red subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, comment what you guys think down below, and while you guys are down there, you guys can hit that Discord link to join the Discord to continue the crypto conversation we're having daily. And you guys can ask, how does that Patreon group works? As you guys know, we have been getting into some bangers of plays, and we added more utility to the Patreon side of things, which I will leave a link in the top, in the cards up top, so you guys can actually understand what I just built within this Altcoin Chasers HQ. This is a lot of utility that you guys do not want to miss out on, and you guys can pick up my Essentials to Mastering Tokenomics ebook. This will help you guys pick out the next gem in your cryptocurrency portfolio. Once you're able to understand market cap, FDV, circulated supply, narrative vesting, all of that is very important to picking out the next gem in your cryptocurrency portfolio. And once you do your DD, you guys can sign up for the Patreon side, and let's get right into the video, guys. Now, I did see this article not too long ago about robotics, what to look out for in 2026. Robotics is quietly becoming the most underpriced, highest upside leg of the entire AI trade. The inflection point is closer than anyone thinks. By 2026, the robotics curve is set to bend sharply upwards. Mindshare has been building for months. Now, I've been telling you guys this. If you guys want to be a part of a sub-narrative, early sub-narrative, you have that opportunity right now with robotics, right? You guys should watch my previous video that I made on the whole robotics narrative. Right now, no one's truly talking about robotics right now, but robotics things is being built. You guys already know the humanoids are being shipped in 2026, or like, you know, mid 2026, late 2026, then into 2027. A lot more robotic stuff is happening, right? So all of this is happening, but what it's getting outshined by AI agents right now. The whole craze of the crypto space is AI agents. We've seen a bunch of AI agent things happen, go crazy, right? And no one talks about robotics. Now, we're in a position right now where we can really look into these robotic plays and see exactly what is about to happen, right? You guys get to see how essentially the whole growth, the projection growth for robotics is going to grow from $51.5 billion in 2025 to about $199.5 billion by 2033. Of course, all of this is speculation. I did see this comment on one of my videos previously, actually the robotics video. It's speculation, but the entire crypto market is a speculative asset. We're just speculating on how these IRL things could potentially tie into crypto, and we want to be ahead of the curve because we're seeing it with AI agents, right? We're seeing the conversations with AI agents in blockchain. Of course, you had Virtual pop off, you had BankerBot pop off, you had Venice pop off, right? What else? I don't think I missed anything else that popped off for AI agents recently, right? Even Tao, right? Tao was mentioned in a podcast with Chamath and the NVIDIA CEO. So again, even though all of this is speculation, we're now being able to see how crypto is also being tied in. The institutions are looking into crypto. We just got to figure out where the tie-in is going to happen. And I think the tie-in is definitely going to happen with AI, right? AI is going to be tied into AI agents, with stable coins, the agentic economy, all of that. And machine economy is not being talked about right now because there's no one really hyping it up, or, you know, no big news is happening, even though a lot of these shipping is going to be happening late 2026 or mid 2026, late 2026, and then going into 2027. You're going to be seeing a lot more talks for these robotic stuff, right? So I'm going to be early onto this narrative, as I always am. I am a futurist, so it takes time for a lot of these things to play out for. But to that note, that's how we caught virtuals very early. Just to show you guys, the receipt is on the channel here. Actually, you guys can see about a year ago, I talked about virtuals protocol at 3 cents. At 3 cents, this was a $30 million market cap, right? Of course, no one was really talking about AI agents and virtual protocol during that time. And then what did we go on to see what virtuals do a little bit later? I'm not saying it was right then and there. We went and seen virtuals have a historic run all the way up to about a $5 billion market cap. We caught that in the Discord group. I caught that. That was publicly right on the channel. right? And I told you guys, I even forgot I had virtuals in the wallet. That's how early I was onto that AI agent narrative, the explosion on virtual protocol. And if you were still holding from virtuals right now, you'd be up, quick math right now, way a little bit above 10x. I want to say, yeah, a little bit above of 10x, maybe 15x or so, 14x or something like that. If you was holding from there, obviously you're not, no one's holding from there, but if you held all the way up to run up that, we had over 100x plus on that narrative, right? That's just to let you know that just because you're early to the narrative does not mean you're wrong on the narrative playing out, right? Virtual protocol, we caught a good one, right? Now, with all that being said, that is leading me now to PEAQ, to tell you guys how you can potentially, again, this is going to be a public video on PEAQ, right? After being badly beaten up from the tokenomics, bear market, bull market, all of that, we have an opportunity here for PEAQ when it comes down to a robotics narrative with crazy upside, because no one is talking about it as of right now. It's so undervalued. Right now, you're looking at PEAQ at a $29 million market cap. Outstanding value, $49 million market cap. FDV, $65 million market cap. FDV is 65 million, right? Actually has not been updated yet, right? Because there's been some things now. We're going to talk about all of that. So PEAQ recently published their purple paper, which changes the game for what they're looking to do, right? PEAQ unveils its purple paper, a new vision where machines, robots, and AI agents become autonomous economic actors capable of generating and exchanging on-chain value. Machines, robots, vehicles, AI agents can execute tasks, sign transactions, and generate revenue. Introduction to the machine economy concept and robot money, right? Over 3.3 million machines already onboarded and 200 plus million transactions. Now, I did ask Asai a little bit ago, what will it take for an agentic bull market to happen and what is missing from AI agents, right? Essentially, this is a whole nother video. I'll leave that video also in the cards for you guys to watch out for, to watch it, right? Essentially, what it said right now, what is missing from all of this is revenue generating agents, right? This is the big part here, revenue generating agents, not just speculative ones. And that is now being addressed with PEAQ's new purple paper, right? It's machines, it's machine economy and agentic economy. I know there's a little bit of a different thing right there, but PEAQ is targeting robots, vehicles, and AI agents, right? So the identified problem today, each blockchain develops on its own system. Fragmentation, a machine on chain does not exist on another. Impossible to build a global machine economy. The solution proposed by PEAQ is a neutral omni-chain layer, the universal identity for each machine, like a passport. That is important. They're doing that with layer 0, right? Layer 0 is making everything interoperable, right? Now, portable reputation across blockchain, omni-chain wallets to interact on multiple network, orchestration, enabling machines to work and pay each other. The goal, which is simple, enable any machine to exist and operate on all blockchains simultaneously without depending on a single ecosystem. Now, if you guys know my early my channel for early days, how much I've been talking about interoperability. I told you guys interoperability was going to be important back then. We mainly was talking about that for, like, you know, us as the users and things like that. But now agents is now in this equation, and interoperability is more important than ever, right? So on the PEAQ tokenomics side, right, the inflation 3.5 is now decreasing to 1%. Emission reward validators and network security, but above all, the token is used as collateral bonding for machines and validators. That is important, the collateral bonding for machines and validators. The larger the network grows, the more PEAQ is locked, meaning more tokens is taken out the circulating supply and locked. That is important. We know, if you guys know about supply and demand, this is playing a key factor for it. This is laying the groundwork. So in the long term, the model aims for less reliance on inflation, more revenue from real network fees, potential pressure on circulating supply tied to adoption. Now, what was not highlighted there was essentially the max supply now has gone to 5.66 billion PEAQ. It's only shown on CoinMarketCap as of right now. The other platforms like CoinGecko and the other platforms have not shown it just yet. So now, instead of it being an infinite supply or 6.5 billion tokens, now it has now been capped at 5.6 in terms of the total supply. The emissions has been decreased. This is all very important for a healthy reversal for PEAQ. Now, of course, I gotta ask Aside's thoughts on PEAQ right now, right? So PEAQ is building the infrastructure for the machine economy, giving robot sensors and AI agents their own economic identity on chain, right? So let's scroll down right now what's actually happening. The purple paper dropped. PEAQ just released their economic framework and held a founder fireside on March 26, covering omni-chain strategy, PEAQ OS launch, and ecosystem projects. This is the first major communication since the purple paper. Timing is notable, right? This is also important. The block production stalled March 23rd. There was an issue. They quickly fixed it, right? So we got that already there. Then they got a Korea partnership announced. Team up with top Korean research group to push machine economy infrastructure into Asia. Real adoption play here. This is important. I love this, right? And then it talks about Silencio a little bit there. Then it talks about robot money partnership is real alpha, right? An autonomous AI investment agent built on PEAQ that manages treasury allocation across stablecoin yields and agentic token. Lex hyped it, right? The fact that sophisticated people are building on PEAQ matters more than the price action as of right now. Supply capped economic model upgrade locked max supply, right? This is good. So it removes infinite dilution risk. This is very important. We'll get back to this robot money here because this is a little interesting here, right? So the bull case here, 3 narrative convergence, DePIN plus robotics plus AI agents. PEAQ sits at the intersection of all three. 98% from its all-time high. Maximum asymmetry, yes, it's crushed, but that just means maximum room to run. I believe that as well. It's only 65 million FDV. It's FDV, but since it didn't change it there, it's getting data from CoinGecko here, so CoinGecko actually doesn't show that it's capped there, right? So now that is cheap exposure for a real use case. On-chain traction, you got 3.3 million machines onboarded, 200 million transactions. These aren't speculative promises. The machines are actually there. And then you got X402 inclusion. You guys already know it's part of X402. Now the bear case, you guys get the whole bear case. The price action is ugly. Block production issue we just talked about. Even though it got fixed quickly, it did happen, right? Then it brings up Polkadot ecosystem, which is a stagnant ecosystem, right? That is harsh. That is harsh. Yeah. Right, so no smart money tracking right now via Nascent. So conviction score, like I said, is actually is moderately bullish on PEAQ going long term, 72% on that right now, right? So we actually could see that Aside likes PEAQ a little bit moderately, we should say moderately, compared to a lot of different altcoins right now for that 6 to 12 months. But because no one's really betting on robotics as of right now on chain, it's more so forgotten. People are more talking about AI agents, meaning there's a little chance, not a chance, but there's an opportunity here that once something big in the robotics narrative happens, is probably going to showcase on the whole robotics space as well for crypto, because we've seen that happen multiple times with AI agents. We might see it with robotics here. Now let's get into robot money here. Robot money is low-key a little interesting because this is something that we just seen popped up here with PEAQ. So Lex Golan here, thrilled to partner with PEAQ on building out Robot Money Agent, a future-looking creative team that understands the future and has been building for it for many years here. So this is a part of the new PEAQ OS, right? PEAQ gives Robot Money access to robot and machines with PEAQ OS. PEAQ ID gives every machine a verified audible identity. Treasury flows are trustless by default. Robot Money Agent will be made accessible to any robot, machine, and agent on any chain through PEAQ Discovery Adapter, right? PEAQ's machine economy stack gives Robot Money Agent direct access to revenue generating machines, right? So you can scroll down here. Robot Money Agent then gives these robots in machines a diversified financial product, access to launch token holder managed diversified vaults by AI agents for AI agents. Machine no longer have to hold their earnings in a single volatile asset. Machine economy asset can now qualify for robot money agent allocation. So you're seeing how robot money is being used here, right? Also to this is one example of how PEAQ is enabling machines to do business on every chain. The robot farm in Hong Kong has already invested 5,000 in robot money, earning from food sales, investing on base, compounding autonomously. The first robot is already investing on PEAQ. Stay tuned for many more, right? So let's talk about robot money here before we talk about the whole farm thing, because I did get a few DMs about that. So this one launched not too long ago, right? Robot money, we talked about it in the Discord, we highlighted, we talked about it. We didn't actually know that it was going to be connected to PEAQ. Now that it's connected to PEAQ, I love it a lot more, right? And we see exactly what it's going to be used for within that PEAQ ecosystem. So right now, even though it's a micro cap, we can see this do a quick 10x, easy 10x. Not right now because we're in a bear market, but anything is possible here, right? So we've seen this all the way get a nice little wick up to about 3 million market cap here. So this came out for some credible people, and people are now flooding into it. There's been a lot of decent buys here, some sells there. You can see it here. So we have this a part of the watch list. This may be the micro cap that I'm going to use to tie in with the PEAQ ecosystem. Now, someone asked me, how did I invest into a robo farm myself? This is pretty much through Dual Mint here. Dual Mint is having all these like machine things that you guys can invest into. You got the robo farm here, right? Essentially, once PEAQ drops their robo taxis here that you can invest into and gain yields from, I'm allocating a lot into that just to leave it there and just see what's going to happen. I did allocate $500 to this robo farm here. I forgot what the prices were. I think it was like $69 or something like that. But yeah, you can see it's fully allocated here. They have ways for you to get into it, and they pay you out all the time. The next payout is in 3 days here. So every month there's a new payout for it. So I'm just holding on to see what these things do. I'm going to probably use the money. I actually got the money there. I'm probably going to use that money to buy back into more PEAQ. Use that extra cash that they gave, just added to PEAQ, so you can see all of it as of right now. So the machine economy is happening, and it's just not being talked about right now. It's really not being talked about right now. It's undervalued, and this is why I'm positioned in this as well. Right? So let me know what you guys think about the machine economy. How you feel about PEAQ now? Let me know in the comment section down below. Leave your thoughts there. And if you guys haven't subscribed already yet, please do so. We're on our road to 30K subscribers, and I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.